Milton Daily Homes, Chuck here. We have a list of 17 properties today, and the photos, bad. This might be one of the worst episodes I've seen in a while. We will use our discretion in critiquing them, although I don't know why. And some of them don't even have photos. And I think that if you're going to put it on MLS within 2 minutes, it should have photos. If you can't do that, delay the launch. Let's get started. 30 Heslop, number 37, 399.9. There have been some condo towns that have gotten around this area. I can already tell that I don't like this one because first of all, they haven't taken the wrap off the appliances. If you haven't done that, I feel like everyone that I've seen, every bad flip I've seen has had wrappers still on the appliances. The other thing is this cabinet change in elevation, if that's where the fridge is, that's leftover cabinetry. It's sloppy, it's bad design, and I don't like what I see so far. This is the only photo I have, though. Already I'm not a big fan. Now, this is the next one on Costume with horrible photos. I mean, if you're going to ask one of the top 10 sales ever in Milton for a condo, you better bring your A game. And there was one at Green Life that came in with something called Matterport, which is almost like a dollhouse kind of thing where you could see the whole 3D design of the condo. Smashed the record, sold for much more than I thought it would. Then you have something like this. Now, there's 9-foot ceilings. There could have been a lot of declutter happening here. But it's just, this plus condo fees is, you need some juice, right? I like the first floor. I like that it backs onto green space. So for what it is, size, green space, I just think it needs a little bit more presentation, a little bit different staging in order to get that extra. I always say to people, decluttering and clean can get you $10,000 to $20,000 extra easy. And I think that's the case here. I don't know how clean it is, but photos, again, huge investment. Probably spend $200 for a good photographer. The stats say you get about $7,000 to $8,000 in this price range back on average in sale price. Barclay Circle, Croftside, which has done very well. We've seen Croftsides up around 550, 540, 550. This one's 519 with a finished basement. Photos aren't very good. It's a Tenant. I don't love the fireplace there because it kind of messes up how you can arrange the room, although I do love fireplaces. And then you've got stuff going on upstairs plus the basement. That's shared access. So any Mattamy house is going to have access. So if there's a row of 6 townhouses, split it in half, the 3 on this side end up having to access. So if this one's the third one in, it has a right of way over neighbor 1 and 2 to get to the backyard. A lot of people don't know about that, and the agents don't tell them until after they've actually closed on it, which is unfortunate. Anyway, Invstrs. Let's look at this little thing down at the bottom here. AAA tenant on contract until March 31st, 2017 at $1,750. The way things work with the Residential Tenancies Act is that you can't kick a tenant out if they have a lease. If they're month to month, different story. Anyway, so you're kind of stuck with tenants here. Let me show you how good of an investment property this is, because we even looked, like I mentioned yesterday, the commercial, 72 commercial. You're bleeding money on that one. Look how you bleed money on something like this. And this goes back to my statement. Milton's a great place to live, but the values have now gotten too high compared to rents to make it a suitable place to invest in real estate. There are some good commercial opportunities, though. I don't want to take that away, but residentially, it's just kind of spiraled. Okay, so you've got $1,750 in income. You've got a purchase price. Let's say you got it for full price at $519. So down payment plus closing costs, you're about 22%, 20% down plus 2% closing costs. So your mortgage is that much. That's how much you make per year in rent. You're not, I believe, making any additional money for laundry or parking. So your total revenue, we always, as investors, want to put 5% aside and work it into our numbers so that 1 in 20 months, the property is either going to be vacant or the tenant's not going to pay you. So that's what prudent investors do. So the net net revenue pardon me, is 19,950. The net income NOI is an important number for investors. So then you're going to have expenses. So revenue minus expenses, 2,500 in property taxes. I'm guessing about 1,500 in insurance. Now remember, this home is like 13 years old. I didn't see anything in the description about new roof or new furnace, which are the two things that tend to break pretty quick. So I put 0 for repairs and maintenance, but you might end up having $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year if that stuff starts breaking down for the next couple of years. So I did remember 0. So if you had to have a capital expense like that, it totally changes your numbers. So call the expenses $4,000, right? Which is 20% of your budget. NOI is 15,950, and your cap rate is basically your net income over the value of the house. So it means that you make your money back. 3% cap rate means your money comes back to you in about 30 years. Not great. Anyway, here's the number that I look at here. You're bleeding $635 a month in cash flow. Okay, so your rent compared to all the expenses you have minus $635, and there's some equity pay down there. Okay, so you are actually paying some money back every month on the mortgage, but this one is an absolute money suck if you look at it as a single family home to invest in. And that's the point I want to bring across. And I tell people all the time, and they don't believe me. Oh yeah, but what about the property's going to go up? Maybe. Okay, maybe not. You can't count on appreciation. You want to know that no matter what happens in the market, obviously you want to try and get appreciation. Milton looks good for that. There's a lot of demographics there that make us believe that Milton is going to be in a good place value-wise. But if the market goes down, you need to know that no matter what happens, you can rent it out and you can make a little bit of money every month. You don't have to make $500 a month, but I think unless you're probably at $50 or $100 in positive cash flow, it's just not worth it. So you would have to rent this place for $2,500 a month to actually make it worthwhile, and it just doesn't happen. So Timber Place is 519. Even though there's no photos, it's a Hills View model. It's 1,510 square feet, and they usually sell for more than this, and they're not holding back on offers. So get in here fast, okay? Because it might just be a good opportunity. A lot of buyers will skip past something with no photos. It's not always a good idea. August 20th, magic date for the sellers. If you can do that, maybe you've got some leverage. 1033 Diefenbaker. Obviously better photos than a lot of the ones we've seen in today's episode. There's a front room here that is a little bit tough to do anything besides an office. It's not big enough for a dining room. It looks bigger in the picture. Mission style door with the nice panels inside. It's a good floor plan. It's basically just kitchen in this room though. So there are 1,900 square foot homes that actually have more separation of rooms and different layouts. This one is just, I mean, if you like the 2 rooms and you're fine with that, that's cool. 4 bedrooms upstairs, plus they finished the basement. Very clean and tidy, unlike some of the homes in today's list. And you got your finished basement here. Everything I've seen points to this one. We even had a couple corners at 1717 square feet sell for like mid 6s recently. So this one, there's a chance this one could have the first number be a 6 on offer night, which I believe is May 25th. Expect this one on Babcock to go for more than $624,800. The last sale of a detached home on the street, smaller than this, was $530,000. Remember the one that was listed for $550,000, sold for $530,000? I was surprised by that. It must not have been in good shape. But anyway, this one is a lot bigger. It's all brick, which is rare because there's not a lot of all brick homes in this neighborhood. Nice finishes, and it looks like an 8-foot ceiling in here, but they've kept it very well, and there's no finished basement. Just for this size though, I'd expect it to go for a little bit more. Great school district, great access to the 401 GO train. It's a super location. Now 355 Diamond, I'm not even going to get into the pictures. I just thought the description was pretty amusing. Some vowels seem to be mysteriously removed from this, so it becomes a little cryptic to read. The funny thing is they actually had space to put more words here. I don't get it. Gooch Crescent, nice home. With much respect to the family, this street name has other meanings if you type it in Google. That's all I'm going to say about that. I like the floor plan a lot. It's called a Greenbrier. However, and I believe actually they did the garden doors as an upgrade versus the sliding door. Hardwood upstairs, glass shower, backs onto green space too. Now, here's the thing. They said 2650 square feet. There's the house. There's the actual square footage. Be careful when you see square footage in a listing, especially if you're making your decision on it, because we're adjusting homes at about $100 a square foot now. So the perception of value can be a lot different if an agent is overshooting square footage on a listing. There we go. That's the list. So if you want to see anything, reach out, give us a call. We'd be glad to help you. And thanks for watching Milton Daily Homes.